Well, thank you very much for staying with us. And I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Anil Agarwal, the CEO and founder of Vedanta. And I think this is something that I strongly encourage you to listen to in terms of the panel itself, because for me, it's really a pleasure to welcome you. You're a source of inspiration, both in terms of what you achieved in Vedanta, but also in terms of what you've been pledging. Everybody knows Vedanta as the world leader in zinc production. You have an impressive capacity in terms of smeltering. But I know you don't like to bring this too much, but you also are someone that understands what economic wealth is supposed to be, something that to be shared. You've already pledged 75% of your own wealth to philanthropist action and social well-being. So that's something that I'd like to commend you on, and that's a great example for people that will listen to us. Before we go, and we're going to be talking about, obviously, the relation between India and Saudi Arabia. We're going to be talking about the future of mining. We'll talk about ESG and other elements. But I'd like to get your views a little bit of the forecasting of economic growth that we're seeing post-pandemic. There's a lot of studies that confirm that we should see a strong startup and growth in terms of recovery after the pandemic. What does that mean for metals such as zinc? What does that mean for Vedanta going forward in terms of future development?
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I know that taking the initiative to create this convention at this pandemic time and the kind of response which I have seen and the energy level of Saudi Arabia is great. I never thought something like this. A relationship between India and Saudi Arabia is inseparable. Our Prime Minister Modi and Crown Prince, they call each other as a brother. You are my elder brother, I'm your younger brother. So I'm very pleased. In the pandemic, the way Saudi Arabia has fought and the way they have shown to the world, I think and India too, we had 100 million people has been vaccinated. It's not easy job. Mm-hmm. So I really compliment Saudi Arabia and India, how they have worked. We import oil from Saudi Arabia, and we're very pleased. As far as the market is concerned, business is concerned, I think the business is a fighter. And in pandemic also, somehow or others, this thing has moved on. Show was there all the time. And I could see whether it's a refinery, upstream, downstream, mining, people bring the discipline and the production was going on. And that's keep the economy growing. That's taught us a lot of things, how with the remote control also we can be productive. We don't have to travel so much. So we are changing our habit. For me, Vedanta is very important. Vedanta is a 1.5% GDP of India. We pay $55 billion taxes in India in last six years. So we feel very pleased. Still, most of our money goes in the import, and we are looking how can we develop the resources. At the same time, the initiative by Saudi Arabia, because they have a huge resources of mineral, mm-hmm. and mineral has one big advantage because oil and gas can't bring too many downstream product. But in mineral, you can have $5 million to $10 million to $20 million, $100 million, hundreds of industry can come in. And the way they have taken the initiative, I wish them very best. We are also looking seriously. We are investing initially due diligence. What is the opportunity? We are the largest producer of zinc in the world, largest producer of one of the largest producer of silver. So we'll be definitely looking this opportunity. And I must compliment the entire Saudi Arabia, how all the minister, everybody was around to make us comfortable to show that we participate. And the biggest thing will happen to the youngster, because I believe 50% of population is below 25. And if our coming there, if we can develop thousands of new entrepreneurs in Saudi Arabia who can start small industry, can create more job, is very, very important.
We mentioned, preparing for this conversation, we talked a lot about the importance of ESG into mining. We had here a conversation with Minister of Investment in Saudi Arabia that also strengthened the importance of having ESG in terms of mining investment here in Saudi Arabia. Can you maybe just walk us into what ESG means for Vedanta, and in terms of giving examples specifically in your company of how you approach these issues of social governance and environmental sustainability?
Today, this is a talk of the world. Every youngster, everybody is talking about ESG. We have to save our planet. We have to show to the future generation that we care for them. It is very, very important. But we should not get panic. We should do a planned manner. In Vedanta, we have taken that we will go to zero carbon. To give you a small example, our people who are coming by car, now they are pulling the car. All our truck has been gone into the electric truck. Even they were using oil, they're using gas. So they are reducing carbon footprint as much as possible. We have committed that the 25% of our power is going to be converted into renewable. So I'm very pleased that that work is going on. Our company run by the young engineers, scientists, and whatever they plan, we are going to back it up. We have a plan on ESG, $5 billion to spend in 4 or 5 years' time, and we are going to do that. Safety is another very important thing for us, and there are sensors, there are complete scientific way. If something going wrong, there's something wrong with us. So we have to improve to make sure each life is very important for us, and we care for them. And without community, today also I was asking them, where your zinc mines and other mines coming up, how is the community is going to be benefited? Unless you tell me how the community is going to be benefited, I'm not going to go forward. Because each of the person in the community, in the village, in that area, should be very happy something like this is happening. Somebody can start the restaurant, somebody can start the hotel, somebody can start a small workshop, somebody can do taxi, anything. So it's very important that we take community with us. And most important thing is today the diversity. Diversity is very, very important. Saudi Arabia, I was very pleased the way I believe that the 52% women are more qualified. They are engineers, they are doctors, they are lawyers, they are MBA, chartered accountant, and you will see how they will build this Saudi Arabia. So ESG is very, very important. There is a survey. There is a survey by the American headhunter and the recruiter, whereby they found the people who are not going to follow digital, the company who are not going to follow ESG, either they will shut down or somebody else will merge. So this is very important. If somebody driving it, please be very conscious on ESG.
I'd like to revisit a little bit this interrelation that could exist and be strengthened between India and Saudi Arabia. I mean, Crown Prince went to India in 2019, if I'm not wrong, started developing a roadmap of collaboration with Prime Minister Modi. A lot of the energy in India is imported. I think it's around 83%. And while the example of India of building an industry of mining, close to, with Vedanta, obviously other actors, how could that be an example, and how can you actually see this, fostering of links between, India and Saudi Arabia, maybe with Vedanta investing also here in this country?
No, I was part of when Crown Prince visited India, Delhi. I was there, and it's amazing how warmth it was. And Crown Prince mentioned some of the statements saying, Saudis are one very important thing, their words are very important. The words are very important, and they have, Crown Prince has said that I'm going to invest $100 billion in India. And we are talking just after this meeting, both way. One, we are going to make an investment in the mining sector. We are also looking what make them comfortable, because we give the highest return for the investment. And we have most of our wealth also going back to the society. So it's a both-way traffic. So they have started the investment. They are very pleased with whatever investment they have made in India. Even they have made investment in Japan. That investment is also coming to India. Mm-hmm. So it's somewhere. It is preferred country. It's a preferred country for Saudi Arabia. And I really welcome that the Saudi Arabia make more investment. At the same time, I will make sure that whatever they want from India to have a joint venture, I have a friend, Ajay Anand, who is in home furnishing. And I persuaded him, can we start a big, very big, because kind of house is being built. Can we have a home furnishing start here? So these are the things, small can be big. So I'm looking forward more and more relationship and strong relationship to happen, and more investment goes from Saudi Arabia to India, and India to make an investment in Saudi Arabia.
And maybe, obviously, in the mining sector being so important here in Saudi Arabia, we've talked in other past panel earlier today about the competition on access to critical mineral, the geopolitical rift between China and the US, and the importance of building a new hub for production of critical minerals. I mean, do you see Vedanta or invest in different minerals here in Saudi Arabia, mostly in zinc and silver, or also other minerals could be of interest to you?
All the minerals, we produce all the minerals. We have already started investing. We are talking to who has done the due diligence. I've come with the best team. They're talking to all the official here, and I'm very serious. We will make investment to do the due diligence, and I can promise to Saudi Arabia, will not leave anything unturned if there is a potential to take out the mineral and create massive job in this country.
Just maybe going a little bit more on a personal level. I mean, Saudi Arabia, as you were mentioning, is a country of young entrepreneurs, eager to maybe learn from mentors. I'm very impressed by your own path. You're a first-generation entrepreneur, meaning that Vedanta is now a juggernaut in the mining sector, but you created it and you led it to what it has become today. Can you maybe share a little bit of your experience and what made you a successful entrepreneur, and some lessons that could be learned by people watching us today?
My story is only 25 years story. I come from the very small village from the northeast. And when I came to Bombay, I never seen a city like that. I had a box in my hand and one bag on my side. And I says, oh my God, something like this exists? And what can I do? So I started, because my father used to be in some of the metal business, so I started picking up scrap from the cable company and used to sell to furnace. And that's how I started. And I always wanted to have a cable company. I had a cable company. Then I realized cable is not a great business. Raw material of cable is a great, whether it's a copper or aluminum. So I set up the aluminum smelter, copper smelter, very difficult, gone for the public issue. And I realized that I made so many mistakes. India does not have pool of money, so I moved to London. And I remember I moved to London. It's entrepreneurship. And I encourage all the youngsters to always take a risk. If you don't take risk in life, then what is the life all about? So take a risk. Don't take blind risk, but if you are 70% sure, 30, 40%, you have to take risk. And that's what, because use potential. And in the life, if you are not achiever, all of you have to be achiever. So my message so this is about the entrepreneurship. And then very pleased that today my company run by the people. We are FTSE 100 company. We're just delisted. 100,000 people work, practically no union, and everybody believed this is my company, and we are all over the Africa. It's now an autopilot, but I keep fueling, I keep motivating them, and I want if we can create more and more company like us, or better company, including the technology. The whole thing is about technology, digital, software, optical fiber is going to change the world. We have to be connected with the education, entertainment, wireless work, but with the fiber, it is a solid. The connectivity is very solid. So I'm looking forward something like this to happen to most youngster in Saudi Arabia.
I think that's a great source of motivation for, especially in the sector of mining sector, so important for Saudi Arabia, for the youngsters in Saudi Arabia to take risk in that sector and engage into learning and developing their own entrepreneurship skills through the mining sector. That's very, very interesting. You mentioned the presence of Vedanta in Africa. The Minister of Industry mentioned that best practices of mining in Saudi Arabia could also be a blueprint for other countries neighboring in the regions in East Africa. Can you just maybe brush upon about your presence in Africa?
Yeah, again, it was an incidence because I have gone with our Prime Minister Modi, South Africa, and they were expecting some investment from India, and he looked at me and we pronounced that we are going to invest $1 billion. And the new president was very pleased how we opened up the mine, same zinc mine, and it was very difficult. And you will not believe we had a young girl, probably early 30s, and I made her CEO. She was an engineer. She was a secretary to Anglo-American CEO. And I says, you can do the work. And everybody in my company was cold feet. What the hell you are doing? I says, look, you put the hand on the shoulder of people, it will be brass to the gold. It's all how you put the hand on the shoulder. And she did everything for us. So I'm on the advisory board. There are only 3 or 4 people on the South African president. We have gone to Namibia, Liberia. We have gone to Zambia, largest mine we have opened. Sometimes there's some dispute. We invested one way $3 billion in Zambia and created a phenomenal mine. So Africa is a great future, and you are on the border. So I'm sure Saudi Arabia will help South Africa, India. We all will work together. We always believe Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. My Prime Minister always used this word, that please treat the world is one. Mm-hmm. And we all are brotherhood. Don't stay, only think of your family and me. Come out of it and think the world is yours. And with that mind, I think we'll all progress well.
And the mining sector, with the right ESG practices, really has the potential to bridge on inequalities and provide developments to communities and others. And I think that's what you're trying to achieve also in Africa. I'd like to maybe finish. I did mention your personal pledge of 75% of your personal wealth to charity and to philanthropist actions. Can you just explain what was behind this move, and maybe that could inspire a series of people in the region?
No, if you see that Discovery Channel, it shows that who built America. They don't show politician. Mm-hmm. They show 5 industrialists who built the America, whether it's a Vanderbilt or Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, the people who built the steel, 5 people. They built the 1820, and they have built the America, and they have given back to the society. So that inspired me. At that time, they have donated $500 billion. I'm very responsible for my family because for me, nothing is more important than my family. I will help them. I will work like a manager to them so they can build bigger Vedanta. Mm-hmm. But we're looking forward that most of the wealth must go back to the society. It's a very important. You take water from, we are a holy Ganges in India. We take the water from Ganges, we put back into the Ganges. That's how we believe. So what will, even at 25% is too much. What the hell I'm going to do with that money? So it's better that I pledge, either it will get destroyed, either it will get destroyed, or I distribute. So I prefer that in my lifetime, if I can distribute, I can see 80 million children can be not go towards the malnutrition. And if I can see 20 million women can be skill developed and can be entrepreneur and can put their feet on the ground and take care of themselves, what else I can think of?
Well, thank you. I think you very much well-deserved applause here. A great source of inspiration in terms of your path of building a company from the ground and arriving to the top, sharing back to the community. I think we're very lucky to have you here. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to pass it back to John. Now we're going to be looking especially at the possibility to build a mining ecosystem, more at the micro level by getting some case studies here in Saudi Arabia. But thank you again. It was a real pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You are a phenomenal anchor.